As US officials are now trying to decide on how to tackle the student protests across campuses in the United States of America, what is interesting is that a new bill has been introduced in the House of Representatives that promises to send any individual who has been charged and convicted of illegal activity on a college campus to the Gaza Strip, the beleaguered Gaza Strip, where the Israelis are waging an offensive for a period of about 6 months. Now, the bill introduced by a group of Republican lawmakers has come in response to the ongoing student protests in several U.S. colleges over the war in Gaza, which have also turned pretty violent. Though the bill's text does not mention the state of Israel or the anti-Israeli groups, it has specifically targeted the activities that have been ongoing on college campuses in the last few weeks, where people have come out in big numbers and have demonstrated against the offensive that is ongoing in the Gaza Strip. Now, according to this bill, those who are convicted would be forced to serve a minimum of 6-month community service sentence in the Gaza Strip. The bill is likely to face the odds in the House as well where the Republicans hold a very narrow majority of just 1 seat. Now, even if it is passed, the Democrat-controlled Senate is almost certainly to ignore it. The bill, however, shows as to how the war in the Gaza Strip is shaping American politics, to say the least. Now, the protests across American colleges have been condemned by pretty much all Republicans, but also a significant number of Democrats, though the progressives have continued to show strong support for the anti-war protesters. The demonstrations in the United States of America have also spread to campuses across Europe and also to several other Western nations. They've also affected some prestigious events such as Met Gala, and have currently reached the Eurovision 2024, which is an international song competition that is organized annually by the European Broadcasting Union. This year, the event is being held in the Swedish city of Malmö, and thousands of pro-Palestinian demonstrators have gathered in the host city of Malmö to protest against the Israeli participation in the song contest ahead of this year's second semi-finals. The climate activist Greta Thunberg is also an attendee there. All right, now to give us more details on this, we're being joined in by our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who's joining us live from New York. Susan, tell us a bit more about this interesting statement that's been put forth by Donald Trump. It is accusing Joe Biden of siding with Hamas, and also tell us a bit about this new bill that's been proposed by the Republicans about wanting to send anyone who is convicted of unlawful activities on college campuses to the Gaza Strip to spend about 6 months there.
Yeah, well, two significant points that you mentioned out there, Mohammed. First of all, regarding that bill, the Republicans seem to just wanting to grab headlines. It's also definitely going to be criticized by a lot of free speech activists and First Amendment right activists as well, and lawyers, considering the fact that ultimately these people went to the streets and started demonstrating on campuses as well to voice their concern about something that they thought that was important. And to put out something like this goes against what Republicans have been harping on time and again, even for those individuals who were convicted on January 6th for those riots in Washington. The thought of sending someone in exile because they don't agree with their views just seems preposterous, and it's not really going to go anywhere. It is perhaps entertaining, as news has become in recent years, and it's headline grabbing. But as far as going too far, it definitely does go too far. And I think individuals from both sides of the aisle will agree with that. About Donald Trump, would you like me to elaborate on that as well?
Yes, Susan, go ahead. About this statement made by Donald Trump, it is accusing Joe Biden of now siding with Hamas.
Yeah. So it's not just the former president. There are those that are concerned that President Biden, because of his political turmoil here at home, is making foreign policy decisions based on gaining and gathering votes. And that may be concerning, considering the fact that Israel is America's strongest security partner in the Middle East region. Although many will argue that it's no surprise that the Biden administration is alienating another ally. Remember Saudi Arabia in the beginning of Joe Biden's presidency, And then after that, the United Arab Emirates. Biden's administration didn't pick up the phone when the UAE was being targeted by Houthi rebels a couple of years ago. So, this is going to be a mark on Joe Biden's record, depending which side you're on. And it's not going to satisfy the progressive wings that, they still call him, quote, Genocide Joe. So it's yet to be seen, how this is going to go down. But I do just want to say, just for some food for thought, the Democrats impeached President Trump a few years back because they said that Trump was withholding weapons from Ukraine for political purposes. Some might say that here we are with Biden and Israel because it is political. So
absolutely. I think that's a definite possibility, something that could, of course, come up in the next few days and weeks. Thank you very much, Susan Tehrani, for joining us and getting us those details from New York there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.